The Civil War wounded over 600,000 soldiers. Amputations without proper anesthesia. Infections with no antibiotics. Survival against impossible odds. These photographs honor those who endured. Subscribe to History Unveiled for the stories behind the scars. Dr. R.B. Bontecu's Medical Collection. Private G. Porubsky, 46 New York Volunteers. Photographed after treatment for serious arm injury. Pre-antiseptic era surgery, meaning doctors operated with unwashed hands and unsterilized instruments. Infection killed more soldiers than bullets. Those who survived bore witness to medical practices that seem barbaric today. Studio portraits showing two 19th century men sitting close together, one with arms supported and wrapped, leaning on comrade who offers supportive embrace. Strong bonds of camaraderie after battlefield service during American Civil War. Brothers in arms becoming brothers in recovery, helping each other adjust to wounds and disabilities. Before and after portraits of Union soldier Jacob Zug. First image shows him healthy, ready for war. Second reveals his appearance following wartime injury and recovery. Two photographs telling complete story. Who he was, who war made him become. Physical transformation documenting personal cost of conflict. Jacob Zug survived his wounds and lived for decades after. Comment if your ancestors fought in the Civil War. Andersonville Prison Camp, Georgia. Union prisoners photographed during captivity in Confederate facility. Bodies weakened by months on starvation rations in overcrowded compound. Men who entered as healthy soldiers now struggling to remain standing. Nearly 13,000 died here from disease, malnutrition, exposure. Savage Station, June 1862. Following Battle of Gaines Mill during Peninsula Campaign. Union soldiers receiving care at makeshift field hospital. Wounded lying on ground awaiting treatment. Medical staff overwhelmed by casualties pouring in from battlefield. Care provided without adequate shelter, supplies, or staff. Fredericksburg, Virginia, May 1864. Injured Union soldiers gathered outside hospital building. Some on crutches, others displaying bandaged limbs. Recovery happening in buildings never designed for medical care. Veterans learning to walk again, adjusting to permanent disabilities that would define their remaining years. Civil War battlefield. Union surgeons and medical personnel attending wounded soldier in field setting. Common surgical care delivered outdoors between artillery exchanges. Speed mattered more than precision when gangrene threatened. Amputation often meant survival, though recovery remained uncertain. Civil War surgeons performed thousands of amputations without modern medicine. Imagine enduring that. Share your thoughts below. Private Joseph Harvey, Company C, 149th New York Volunteers. Photographed after treatment for serious facial injury sustained at Chancellorsville, May 3, 1863. Captured during battle. Treated at Mansion House Hospital in Alexandria. Discharged May 1865 due to lasting effects from wound that permanently altered his appearance. Mary's Heights, May 1864, after Battle of Spotsylvania. Union hand stretcher teams evacuating wounded from Hillside. Over 50,000 stretchers used to carry injured during this campaign alone. Stretchers serving as temporary cots, transportation, operating tables. Simple canvas and wood poles becoming lifelines. Private Charles Dunn, Company L, 5th Michigan Cavalry Regiment. Photographed after treatment for arm injury sustained during war. Limb saved but functionality compromised. Adjusting to life with damaged arm. Finding new ways to work, live, provide for family despite permanent limitation. Private George Lemon, Union Forces. Photographed after treatment for leg injury received at Battle of Wilderness, May 5, 1864. Captured by Confederates, later freed. Received artificial leg in 1868 after years of recovery. Prosthetic technology advancing through necessity. Driven by thousands of amputees needing mobility. Artificial limbs improved dramatically because of Civil War amputees. Medical progress born from suffering. Comment your perspective. Private Daniel Snyder, Company G, 4th Maryland Volunteer Infantry. Photographed after treatment for leg injury sustained during conflict. Another young man learning to navigate world with damaged body. Civilian life waiting beyond battlefield. though path forward remained uncertain with disability. Private John Parmenter, Company G, 67th Pennsylvania Volunteers. Photographed after treatment for leg injury received at Amelia Springs, Virginia, April 6, 1865. Wounded during war's final week. Conflict ending, but personal struggle with injury just beginning. Corporal David Cole, Company A, 2nd New York Cavalry. Photographed with prosthetic leg after treatment for knee injury, sustained at Amelia Courthouse, Virginia, April 3, 1865. Days before Lee's surrender. Artificial limb allowing him to stand, walk, reclaim some independence stolen by war. Corporal Samuel Thummer, Company F, 209th Pennsylvania Volunteers. Photographed after treatment for arm injury received at Petersburg, Virginia, April 2, 1865. Final days of siege warfare. Wounded as victory approached, but peace coming too late to save his arm. Private C.J. Rush, Company E, 21st Georgia Volunteers. Confederate soldier photographed after treatment for leg injuries sustained at Fort Stedman, Virginia, March 25, 1865. Southern casualties faced even grimmer prospects: fewer hospitals, less medicine, collapsing infrastructure as Confederacy died. Confederate wounded often received worse care than Union soldiers. Medical inequality mirroring larger war realities. Thoughts: Private Richard Murphy, Company F, 81st Pennsylvania Infantry. Photographed after treatment for arm injury, sustained December 13, 1862. Early war casualty facing years of disability ahead. Learning to live one-handed in era without modern prosthetics or rehabilitation programs. Antietam, Maryland, September 17, 1862. Fallen soldiers across battlefield after intense fighting. Single bloodiest day in American history. Over 22,000 casualties in 12 hours. Bodies awaiting burial details that couldn't keep pace with killing. New Hope Church battlefield during Sherman's advance on Atlanta, May through June 1864. Prolonged fighting among wooded positions, leaving dead scattered through forest. Vegetation making recovery of wounded nearly impossible. Many died waiting for help that never arrived. Bloody Lane, Antietam, September 17, 1862. Confederate fallen photographed looking northeast from South Bank. Sunken road earned its name through bodies stacked like cordwood. Irish Brigade and other Union regiments pouring fire into depression, filled with Georgia and Alabama soldiers. Bloody Lane got its name from literal rivers of blood. 2,300 casualties in 3 hours. Can you comprehend that? Gettysburg fields after first day's fighting. Fallen soldiers lie across McPherson's woods and near Peach Orchard, where Union regiments made costly stands. Over 7,000 casualties on July 1st alone. 3 more days of slaughter still ahead. Seminary Ridge, Gettysburg. Unburied fallen from both sides photographed as armies moved on amid aftermath. Burial details working for weeks. Summer heat accelerating decomposition. Locals conscripted to help enter thousands of bodies. Gettysburg transformed into massive graveyard. Single fallen Confederate soldier captured by photographer Alexander Gardner after battle. Individual among thousands. Someone's son, husband, father, brother. Name lost to history, but image preserved, representing countless others who died far from home. Bloody Lane, Antietam, September 19, 1862. Confederate fallen with Union soldiers assigned to burial detail. 2 days after battle, bodies still waiting for graves. Soldiers burying enemies they'd killed just hours earlier. Grim duty, no one escaped. Union burial crew at work after battle. Digging mass graves, wrapping bodies, marking locations when possible. Most buried where they fell. Identification tags didn't exist yet. Thousands interred as unknown soldiers, families never learning their fate. Over 40% of Civil War dead were never identified. Families waited for soldiers who'd already been buried anonymously. Share if this affects you. Grave of Lieutenant John Clark with fallen Confederate soldier nearby after battle. Officer receiving individual grave marker while enemy soldier lies unburied. Rank matching even in death. Inequality extending beyond life into burial practices. Young soldier photographed after treatment for serious facial injury sustained during war. Long-term effects of battlefield service visible in damaged features. Face forever altered. Identity transformed by single bullet or shell fragment. Living reminder of war's permanent marks. Confederate soldier in trenches before Petersburg, Virginia, during prolonged siege and final year of war. Fallen where he fought during months-long stalemate. Petersburg siege grinding both armies down through attrition, disease, constant shelling, starvation. American Zoo ambulance crew demonstrating techniques for removing wounded from battlefield. Organized evacuation system developing through necessity. Stretcher bearers risking exposure to retrieve casualties while fighting continued around them. Medical Corps becoming essential battlefield unit. Fredericksburg, May 12, 1864. Injured soldiers arriving from Wilderness and Spotsylvania battles. Damaged buildings converted into temporary hospitals. Urban structures never designed for medical care, suddenly housing hundreds of wounded. Overwhelmed staff doing their best with inadequate resources. Entire towns became hospitals during major battles. Civilians witnessed medical horrors in their own homes. Imagine living through that. Alexandria Hospital ward interior showing wounded soldiers receiving care. Part of nationwide network of facilities converted to treat Civil War casualties. By war's end, Washington alone operated 25 hospitals. Thousands of beds supporting injured across country. Medical infrastructure expanding to meet unprecedented demand. Campaign overview listing key commanders and units. Union leader Sedgwick Sheridan. Burnside facing Confederates under Lee. Johnston, Hardee, Hood. Significant losses reported on both sides. Names and numbers representing individual suffering multiplied across armies. Statistics becoming tombstones. 620,000 dead. Countless wounded. Families shattered. These soldiers endured unimaginable pain so we could preserve the Union. Subscribe to History Unveiled. Comment which photograph moved you most.